right now.
Yes, please. I already forgot.
I think Barry's important, his tag's like a banner across the
Oh, I
front.
know.
Very caring. Put lights behind it, please.
And then if I'm trying to hide, you know.
No. What was Dave Ray that got us these?
Yeah.
That's true, I have mine with something like that in some box somewhere. Because I know I have. It's not been there before.
There's nothing,
Some.
it's only one.
Perfect. Have a great day. How's Debbie doing?
How's what?
How's Deb doing?
She's doing good. Yeah, yeah,
Utilities, rent,
she got hit a little harder than I did.
all,
And
normal
so
merit.
she's still kind of tired from it,
Huh.
yeah. So, but she's doing pretty well.
My youngest daughter had out 2 weeks.
Oh, really? As a matter of fact, when we tested, you know, Deb was like sick, and because we both should test, and that mine was coming out negative. I would have given 2 to 1 odds that it was going to be negative. Just how I compared to the way she did.
Mhm. To my office manager, she, 4 days before she tested positive.
Oh, yeah.
She's just real sick for 4 days before she tested positive.
Yeah, I wonder if that's not the case,
has no-
because, you know, especially with the vaccine, I mean, your body is ready to defend against it. And there's probably a
No.
big battle going on.
All I see here is that,
And if that, you know, produces
Don't
enough
like that.
uh, viruses
and patiently,
that you would end up testing.
It's, there's endless conjecture,
Now, you know,
you know, about how it all works.
kind of amazing how
There,
much we know, but how little we know of a lot of this.
right, I mean, viruses are so difficult to study. Just a little nibble of RNA, you know?
Yeah,
Not like they're an organized, organism, you know, they don't
I don't
have
even remember what I thought from it, you know.
a cell wall or any kind of, you
yeah.
know, components.
That- stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no complaint. The complaint currently is, we're currently evaluating swing set options.
Well, there you go.
That's not great.
Are you going wood or are you gonna go classic?
Going wood.
Going wood,
Mhm.
too.
Um,
Dan or somebody?
I sent them the link again,
Okay.
so hoping.
I would choose what's the easiest to recycle when you're finally done with it.
yeah, this wood one, you know.
Which one is easiest to cut around? Do you remember that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
If the legs don't lift off the ground when they're swinging, you did not install it properly.
It's no fun. How about a trampoline?
I mean, eventually, sure.
That was the one thing I didn't let my kids have.
Mm.
Yeah, all sorts of different things, trampolines, no thing.
Oh, it's been, you know, completely condemned by the American Pediatric Society. You know,
I've hit one hard enough when I had beer too, I mean, I said, no way.
We had 'em.
We had one for a while. I broke my thumb on the first day.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it, if you get 2 kids on it and one's coming up and one's coming down, it's like the force of falling off a 10-story building.
narc by my neighbor kids because they were climbing up, they were using a ladder to get to get up on a pretty big building and then launch themselves over it, and I said, no, this ain't good. So I called the parents and said, just want to let you know, you know. And I was the bad guy that week.
All the things to hide, right? You're like, all right, lock up the liquor cabinet,
Yeah.
try to lock up the ladder.
The ladder. That's what they were doing. They were like, it was unbelievable.
We have a late start today, Mike?
You don't have a quorum.
We're waiting, on night,
Andy was sick, so we called the lead because Dan was gonna make it.
Dan Marshall
Deb
and Deb
Dan,
Brown.
we're gonna come, oh, somebody's connecting.
Dan.
Hey.
We do have a quorum.
Audible. More than his forehead.
Dan,
There you go.
there you are.
I'm there.
All right, you can hear us?
Yep, can hear you fine.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and call the Ontario County Industrial Development Agency to order. And we've got a quorum between TV Land and here, so we can go right into business, and Sue can kick us right off with Country Max.
Yeah, so this is all Country Mix, or Farmington Lawn Care, doing business as Country Mix, is building a warehouse distribution, online order fulfillment, and office at the corner of Colette and Hook Road in Farmington. It's a 74,610 square foot building at 6,000 Colette Road. And it's a new building. The cost is about $7.7 million. We expect to retain 27 jobs and create 15 new jobs over the next 2 years with the project. It's a great project. It doesn't deviate in doing exactly what we should be doing. And with that, I'll let Michael talk about our new cost benefits that you should have received.
That is correct. So as you know, Inform Analytics decided to call it quits. So we went with the MRB group, kind of jumped in there, and very similar. Maybe the looks may be a little bit different, but so anyway, like I said, $7.7 million total investment in this project. The temporary construction, as you can see, is in the first box there. I'm going to go ahead and point a little bit. So this would be the temporary construction, along with the local spend, both direct and indirect, for the project, totaling $8 million. The next box is ongoing from operations. This is the actual jobs and the earnings from those jobs. And you can see over the course, they have direct and indirect. So over the course of the 10 years, we're looking at 48 jobs for the project. The next one, the net benefits, blue is good and for benefits, and orange is costs. And as you can see, it doesn't, blue obviously jumps out. So it's a very good project from start to finish. On the bottom, we got total jobs and total earnings. You can see again, very heavy in the blue area, not even close to being a 50-50. And then the back page has pretty much all the numerical data that we'll look at. The first ones are the cost of the exemptions. There's a nominal value, discounted value. They discount at 2% at this point in time. They'll probably increase that over the course of time, given what we're seeing today. So there's sales tax exemption, mortgage tax exemption, of course, property tax. So that all totals up for a nominal value of $1.4 million. The state and local benefits is $26 million, and that's broken, and that comprises of individual, both temporary payroll and ongoing payroll. And to the public, as you can see, there's increase in tax revenue that's above and beyond what the land is receiving right now. So that's actually the pilot payments over the course of 10 years, temporary jobs, et cetera, going on to state benefits of 1.3. Down at the bottom, we have a total of 1.3, and you can see that those are the temporary income tax revenues, ongoing income tax revenues, and temporary and ongoing job revenues. So the benefits cost ratio, we've got a total benefit of 2.48 million to a cost of 1.3 million, or rather 18 to 1. So this is a pretty good project.
We also held a public hearing, and there were no comments at the public hearing.
All right. Anybody have any questions about this project?
So at this point, we need a motion to
Motion to approve
the pilot.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Lou, seconded by Don. Any discussion? All good out there, Dan? Good?
Yep.
All right,
Everything's fine.
all those in favor?
Aye.
There being four of us? Any opposed? There being none, motion carried. All set.
Thank you for coming, Don.
Thanks for coming, Don.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, moving right along, we can get right into High Point, and, you can kick us off with that one real quick.
Yes, we have Fred Rinaldi here from Ringrose. As you recall, High Point 300 was the building that First American Equipment Finance moved into, and Fred has identified a couple potential tenants for the balance of the building. And Fred was here to ask about sales tax exemption again for the project to build out the remaining empty space. You want to go ahead, Fred?
Absolutely. Good evening. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. I appreciate the time. It's nice to see you all from afar here. I had reached out in hopes of extending the state and local sales and use tax exemption for Building 300 for purposes of completing the lease up of Building 300. And I think if everybody is everybody familiar with High Point and Building 300 specifically?
Yep.
So we had this past October, we had moved First American Equipment Finance into just over 85,000 square feet of the 150,000 square foot headquarter building. And that construction was completed on time in light of the pandemic and all the challenges there within. But one thing that we were able to do, and it has been picked up, it's been picked up in news articles, but more importantly in the actual practice of the business there, is make sure that that building was armed with all the things necessary to help them accomplish their goal. And those are goals that are not unique to them. And the prevailing ones being their ability to recruit and retain staff that is excited to work within the building, and also make sure that all the things that we invest in to make these buildings unique, future-proof, and true Class A office buildings, that they were operating the way that they were designed, and we have accomplished and had great success with that. The last couple of years have interrupted the way that businesses have been able to establish what their future space needs are. And because this building has very real goals in the way that it leverages its tenants, instead of introducing businesses that may not use the campus the way that we had designed this to perform, we've allowed for this system to move through, and we're watching and are experiencing incredible activity within the Class A office category. And it not only applies to Building 300, but will absolutely be something that we're going to be celebrating with the release up of Building 100, which is the current Constellation office building, also at the project. My hope was that we might be able to secure a 12-month extension of the state and local sales tax and use exemption that would allow me the time to confirm and be able to introduce the new and the balance of the tenant makeup for what's available there is building 300's first floor has about 40,000 square feet, and the second floor is about 20,000 square feet. The contribution that would be made on our behalf, on the landlord's behalf, would be approximately $6 million. And as part of the extension, it would be we'd be looking to take the roughly $775,000 that was identified as part of the original application and add approximately $450,000 to the value that would be exempt. We believe that that 12-month period would provide ample time to secure and break ground on the build outs. And one thing that we're very proud of and certainly something that First American has taken great advantage of is that all the things that we've embedded these buildings with and from the technology to the way that we care for the tenant employees, it has allowed us to prevail during these times and to continue to give great value to the layers and layers of things that we offer the tenants of these buildings at the Upper Park at High Point. And not that it's relevant to today's discussion, but in line with the lease up of the office portions of the park, we're 100% leased with all of the phases of retail, the 4 phases that sit at the base. And those 4 phases of retail that sit at the base are critical amenities that support the quality of life, not only for that economic corridor, but also for the tenants of our project there, and the office tenants, the primary beneficiaries are the same. And I was trying to be brief with my narrative, but I'm happy to answer any questions, run through. It's been a little bit since we've seen each other, and I assure you that this is a request that is designed specifically to help us celebrate our collective and collaborative efforts here up at High Point, which have been a relationship we've enjoyed for a long time now.
We have any other questions for Fred?
I'd just like to say that the building is a gorgeous building. If you haven't been up there, you should drive up there to see it.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I was up there today, just looking at it. It's an amazing building. Hi, Fred.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? Miss you guys. I will offer you this. I have it's rare that you see an entity that's so proud to give tours so many months after they've opened, but their doors are truly open, and subject to the sensitivities and the group size. I would absolutely offer a tour to anybody, any of you that would be interested in seeing the building. It is spectacular. It represents the future of this category of space, and certainly the future of how businesses are building responsible solutions to how they care for their employees and make sure that they want to come to work and have successful careers within that.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, the build outs that you're doing are for specific lessees who have already been identified that they want the space. Is that correct? Or
so this is for this is for the balance of the space that has not been, we are not in lease yet. So this would be this would be a critical element of the leasing process. If I don't know if you remember presentations that I've made in the past, but this product category, quite the opposite to a category such as a flex space, requires incredible attention by landlord, premium by landlord to arm it with things that allow it to nurture these incredibly long-term relationships with these types of businesses. So this would be the same philosophy that was part of the First American deal structure. This would be for the balance of the space. We're expecting that there's 2 tenants that take up the balance of that the essentially 60,000 square feet that's left in Building 300, and when the tenants are at lease or we're at a point where they're allowing us to disclose them, we would then present, and the hope would specifically we'd be asking for today would be for approval to host a public hearing. And as I'm allowed to deploy information, I would absolutely share that with the board to specifically identify the leases. But this would be for the balance of the space, and we're expecting that it's going to be split between 2 tenants.
So was this something that we expected, that this additional square footage would be developed for tenants, and so we expected that there would be another ask for the tax abatement, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of speculation here, given that the tenants aren't in hand.
Correct.
So if for some reason we go another 12 months, is that something we should discuss now, or do we wait until that potentially might happen?
Yeah, I mean, Barry, this would put us into a position to have a certain period of time for that sales and use tax exemption to be available, correct?
Correct. So there's 2 asks here. One is just to extend the sales tax exemption time period for an additional 12 months. And then there's the ask for the additional 400 and I think it was 50,000.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
450,000 benefits. With that, they will be employing if they use the sales tax benefit, they will be employing contractors, and so you'll be sort of getting the benefit to your point of what jobs will be available. We could, in any amendment, sort of say that within 12 months, you'll report on jobs or do anything to that extent, similar to the other documents with the annual reporting that you would get information on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the build out happens now,
Yep.
right? And so that's what the money is used for. So if they don't get tenants right away, if let's say they get tenants a year from now, you wouldn't need any additional money for those tenants necessarily, right? Is that correct, Brad?
Well, the money would be, so these spaces are so specific to the tenant, to the actual business, that the money would not be deployed. We're not going to build out the space until the tenant is confirmed. We would build the space out till the tenant is confirmed. So there is a chance, although unlikely, that if I am unable to secure the balance of the tenancies for that building, that I would be back to this board asking for another extension. But what I do know for sure is that the value for me to build out the balance of that 60,000 square feet, give or take, is $100 per square foot. So that $100 per square foot against the 60,000 square feet, and then with the tax rate is how we derive the 450,000 of additional tax exemption. So and then that would run verbatim to all of the requirements that are part of the benefit incentive modeling that we've used for this deal and every deal in the past with this board, with the IDA.
I mean, I guess, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna, so is there any concern or risk or whatever that we go ahead and approve this only to have to potentially approve it again if the tenants can't be secured. Is this normal operations
Barry,
or?
as I understand it, if they're just asking for more time in the future, board can just directly approve it. We wouldn't need to have another public hearing.
Correct.
We have to have the public hearing this time because the amount is greater.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get
Yeah.
to. It's the money is just a one-time ask. When it gets deployed, might require an extension, but we're not gonna be asked for,
Right.
I would think so,
Right.
for more money later, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm comfortable with that.
And just, the, as part of my optimism, and I do handle, the leasing, for the company. The timing of this is emblematic of the pace that we are moving with the lease up. So it is fully my expectation, that we will be, applying these funds to the build out within that 12-month period. I am a little bit hesitant after the last couple of years to make any of my, testimony finite, just because of how unpredictable things have been. But with the activity and with, the spotlight that's been on the building and the success of First American's liftoff here, it is fully our expectation that within the next, 12 calendar months, we'll be celebrating, a full building up there at High Point, or at least a fully committed to building up there at High Point.
So we need a motion to.
Hold a public
Hold
hearing.
a public hearing, right?
I'll make that motion, Marshall.
All right, so Dan made it. You said it, but he made it.
I don't wanna make all of them.
I'll second it.
All right,
Leave Lou out
Don
there.
seconded it, good. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Thanks, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you all so
Fred.
much. Hope to see you in person very soon.
All right, on to regular business, into the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion on the minutes?
Yes, second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes?
I just have one,
All those in favor?
I did have one question
Okay.
that I'm trying to find now again. Maybe I can't find it. There was, for the annual procurement report, do we want the statement to say, Michael stated there were 10 or 11? I mean, should we have a definite number there? That was my only, maybe a fine point, but the annual procurement.
Oh, yeah, I can fix that.
I don't know if it's possible just to,
Yeah, we can just look at the report.
okay,
Yeah, we'll
that
just-
was my only
As
question.
All
amended.
right, approve the minutes as amended.
As amended.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Invoices for payment. Mike and Bob, I would imagine.
I'm up first here. Well, the top half is, pretty much, regular spending for the, airport, with the master agreements from, January through April, rent, utilities, so on. The only thing that's outstanding is $14,000 payment that's, due to a, electrical contract for the SRE building, which should have been paid last year. I don't know how it was missed, but they took them a while to bring it to our attention, but, again, that project is closing out, and we should see the reimbursement for that, so.
All right, my turn. First one, Finger Lakes Workforce, if you guys recall, we approved that at the last meeting, so it's our 2,400 for some advertising there. Mr. Manikowski's monthly payment here. The next four for the master agreements, they're just a little delayed because we had a little problem executing the contract with the computers and all that stuff, so finally got that done. The IDA that's going over to the airport fund, the 50,000. The Philadelphia insurance is for the D&O and general liability. It's a little bit more than last year, but not too much, so we're doing okay there. Dixon Schwabel, this is half the annual report. EDC picked up the other half, if you recall that. And on Bergen Kessler, the monthly monthly payment for their general services. And finally, the last are for the Loki Brill, the projects that we got moving right now. And if you recall, all of those are paid from the escrow account, so.
All right. I have a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make it, Marshall.
I have a motion from Dan, seconded by Don. Any discussion on the bills? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dan's lips move, so he's an aye. Any opposed? None, carried. And I'll let Ed inform us of how hybrid meetings are supposed to work for the next couple of years.
Well, hopefully indefinitely, but right now it's status quo. In other words, it's special, the ability to hold public meetings as you have been during COVID continue until June 9th. So we have that possibility to not hold these meetings in person. If everyone wanted to do it remotely, that's still available. But after June 9th, if you want to continue, or sorry, June 8th, if you wanted to continue to hold meetings remotely, the state has established procedures and rules to guide boards like this doing that. So one of the questions that has come up a lot is, well, under what circumstances can you hold a public hearing or a meeting that would be considered remote? And that is up to each individual board to make that determination. So prior to June 8th, if this board wanted to hold a meeting that was going to be remote, this board would have to establish procedures under which they would do that. What does that mean? It is not clear. Right now, they have a non-exhaustive list, which includes such things as, illness. If you were sick, you could be remote. But that begs the question of whether or not you could simply have a procedure where you say the executive director determines what the proper reason would be. It could be at complete carte blanche. It's up to this board to make that determination of what you would deem would be reasons for the board members to not be present. Couple caveats with that though. So let's say we have 7, let's say all 7 wanted to be remote. You could do that. The caveat will be though, is to make a quorum, 4 of them would have to be in a location that would be open to the public. So you can have one sitting here, one sitting, the outside of the public hall, one sitting at City Hall, one sitting downtown Rochester, whatever you wanted to do, as long as they were open to the public. So you'd have to have, that would have to establish quorum. But those who were not at a public area could still vote, and their vote could still count. The other condition is they couldn't do it by telephone. You have to do it by video conference only. The meeting has to be recorded. You have to maintain, if you're going to do this, you have to maintain a website, which you already have, so that's not an issue. But for some municipalities or some agencies, that's going to be an issue for them. So there will be the ability to hold remote meetings, but there's some constraints that are much different than what we are currently, which seems to be much, if you want to hold absent of a lot of regulations, you can do that now. One last item, if a emergency is declared either in the state or at the local level, so let's say the county were having an emergency, you could hold your meeting remotely with all the members being remote and not having to have the public be in attendance at any of those locations. Sort of kind of be what I would call the old rules, what we are living under now, could apply if an emergency were to arise.
What's considered a public location?
Any location that a public is invited to participate. So your backyard.
Does that have to be announced prior?
Yeah, you have to announce it.
So it has to be, what, 2-week notice?
Yeah, I believe so.
But it could be anywhere. So literally, we could say Don is in Miami, Florida. You can see him.
That is that would be, like, all 7 members could be in Hawaii, and the public is open to participate.
That's what I was.
Really? It doesn't have to be,
Within the state?
New York State?
Didn't indicate within the state.
No. What's that?
It didn't indicate within the state, but
But not my kitchen.
no.
Would this board like Ed to draft some language for a resolution?
I think we're gonna need it.
I mean,
Yeah.
my only issue, as you know, is I'm every other week I'm in the North Country. So it's just where it falls, you know?
Yes.
If we needed you
Same
to sit
thing
out
with-
on the front porch, you could.
Well, you know, I can go to the hospital. I mean, I can be at the hospital, that's not a problem, it's open to the public, you know? I could do it, you know, at the chapel at the hospital, for that matter.
But you don't need to be,
Right, if you had a
As
quorum.
long as the other people.
As long as there's a quorum,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can-
and I think it defeats the purpose. I don't think the Committee on Open Government is going to allow, there's gonna be opinions on this, and they're
Yeah.
gonna start tightening down and tightening the
Yeah.
screws, so to speak, about what's gonna be allowed. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of, there are a lot of, municipal members of organizations who go to Florida for and
Sure.
the argument's gonna be, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
But if, as long as you have a quorum who is
Yeah.
located within the community, I
I
think
mean,
that's the purpose.
For me, it's pretty important, because, you know, like, I can get stuck at the hospital, I really kind of have to be at the hospital, but I could still go to the meeting, because I'm,
Right.
you know,
Yep.
waiting for something.
Yeah, so I think we definitely should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can pull something together for the board to review.
That'd be very helpful.
What kind of restrictions do you want to have I mean, how restrictive do you want the ability for members to participate remotely?
Not very restrictive.
Not very-
Okay.
I think we want
We want to get rid of-
flexibility,
Yeah.
Flexible.
non-restriction
Yep.
that we possibly can get.
I'm sure they're gonna restrict us enough.
But it's
Yeah,
pretty
eventually,
straight, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? I mean, you're gonna be sitting somewhere in front of a computer, you know, so.
Right? Right, does anyone have any questions? That's off and running, it's gonna
Yep.
craft us something amazing. All right, and does anybody have any questions on Bob's report about the airport? If Bob does anything amazing to add about it, then you just.
I can add whatever you want, but,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion from Lou to approve Bob's report.
I'll second Marshall.
Seconded by Dan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none carried, and then there's a cash update. Is that you, Mike?
That's nothing more than our monthly cash, report that we put out there for all to see. See what kind of interest rates we're getting and all that. As you can see, they haven't jumped yet, so I keep waiting for at least something. You know,
We go back to
something, you know.
5.25%.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
You mean when we had 18% inflation, so?
Yeah.
Motion to accept Mike's report.
I'll make that motion.
And a motion from Lou. Seconded by Don. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. And the last item is update economic developer search. Do you know anything, Dan?
I do. We have a meeting on the 29th to speak with a candidate who's going to do a presentation for us, and more to follow after that.
All right. So, need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, what the heck, I'll go ahead and do
All right.
that.
I knew you'd take care of that one for us, Lou. All right, all set. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
I think all of it's done.
If anybody would like, our